Viewers, it is now the middle of September here, and the first transfer window has officially concluded. If I would have opened up the first transfer window to begin with. And believe me, I would have needed that first transfer window too, because now we got ourselves a bit of a striker crisis. What's up, peoples? It's Gendo here, and welcome back to the Toffee Takeover, and thank you very much for your continued support on this young series. If you are still enjoying it, please do go and drop it a like. Now, today on the episode, we got a tough test traveling out to Wembley Stadium and taking on Spurs, while also at the same time going to face Atalanta in our Europa League group stage. But before we get to that, of course, we're going to recap all the matches that have taken place between last episode and now, and of course, go over the injuries that have started to plague us. And since our last episode, which saw us get into the Europa League proper, we then followed that up with a very dismal performance going out to Old Trafford and losing to Manchester United by the score of 3-1. Sandro, though, getting his first league goal for us this season, so at least we got that going for us, but it was Romelu Lukaku, of course, against his old club, getting himself a brace, and Paul Pogba tagging one on in extra time as well. But we were able to follow that up and rebound with a win versus Stoke, a very unconvincing win versus Stoke, much like versus West Brom. Ademola Lookman getting himself a goal here in the 66th minute to give us the one and only goal in this matchup. But like I said, need to be doing a little bit better, especially versus teams like Stoke, if we want to have a chance at top 6. We followed that up, though, with another Ademola Lookman goal in the Europa League, but unfortunately, that was the only goal on our part, and this time it wasn't good enough. Another defeat away from home, this time to Hertha Berlin, losing once again to 3-1, the scoreline. See, now that's the thing. We're doing great at home. And especially in the next match, you will see we're doing great at home. It's just the away form that we need to be picking up. If we can start getting draws in all competitions away from home, see the points start to rise, I think we'll be sitting pretty. And as I just mentioned, our home form is pretty awesome. A goal fest here, as you can see, 4-2 the victors over Crystal Palace. Baines, Lookman, Sandro getting himself his first brace in an Everton shirt, but unfortunately for him, he came off injured in this match, and I'll show you what that injury was after we go over all the matches. Like I said, we're going to be missing him. Well, we were able to come away 2-1 victors versus Birmingham in the AFL Cup. Ademola Lookman getting both goals there. Sandro, much like in real life, all these little niggling injuries are going to start hurting his development, hurting his productivity, and obviously time on the pitch. And if I want him to be leading the line up front, all this stuff is starting to piss me off. Now, this happened late in the second half versus Crystal Palace. Of course, a pulled ankle ligament, meaning that he was going to be out originally for 3 weeks. It's now down to 11 days, but that still means he's not going to be playing at all today. And if he's not leading the line, desperate times have called for desperate measures. So this is what the formation looks like today. Yeah, it's very defensive and it has no striker. It's a 5-2-2-1 strikerless. And I know what you're probably saying to yourself, Gendo, you got Omar in the ass. Set the big man up top and let him show you what he can do. I have no faith in him, and really he's probably going to be gone in January, and as I look to try to get myself a new, better striker to help lead the line if Sandro is once again going to be continuously injured. And as far as the shadow striker Davy Klaassen goes, he's the best in that spot. I know you could probably say Wayne Rooney, give Waza a shot there. I once again have no faith in Wayne Rooney, so that's why Klaassen is starting there. But let's take a look at the rest of the lineup. It's going to be Jordan Pickford in between the sticks, the 3 center backs of Williams, Keane, and Holgate, with Baines and Cuca Martina on the wing back sides. Schneiderlin and Besic will be the defensive mids, and Davies and Siggy will be sitting there in the center mid spot. If I can somehow get a draw versus them, I'll be happy. Signs point to no, but hey, if we can get ourselves a point away from home, I'm fine with it. And as we're just about to kick off, like I said, all we need to do is just try and just grind out something. I'm not expecting much of anything. As long as we can be competitive in this type of setting, in this type of match, then I'll be happy. But so far, it doesn't look good early on. It's 3 minutes in, Spurs coming forward, taking a shot, Pickford with a wonderful save. 8 minutes on now, Spurs just bringing it up through our defensive line. They're just finding holes throughout our defense, and they're just making it look extremely easy, as Son Heung-min has just come through like a hot knife through butter. 1-0 to Spurs. I mean, look at this, our defense. I know that we're all bunched up, and I want this to be an all bunched up formation, but count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There were 5 men marking 1 guy. How is that even acceptable? Seeing players like Siggy looking uninterested, Holgate, Williams on the back line, and Pickford looking nervous, that's not very comforting to me. I think this game just realized that it's going to be an utter boring snooze fest, and it just rambled through the entirety of the first half with only that one goal, the highlight of the goal, and that was it. So what needs to be said here at halftime? Well, I don't really have much of anything, but there definitely needs to be something different in the second half. What is it going to be? I have no idea. This is actually the first time I'm also using look for the underlap, because all these wing guys, they're not going to look for somebody overlapping them on the outside. They're going to look to try and overlap them on the inside. So that's why I have it set to that. First time I'm ever using that. Free kick, Christian Eriksen taken in, and it goes well over the bar. The first highlight, really, of this second half. There's been a whole lot of nothing going on. And, well, let's be honest here. It's pretty much par for the course. And now Morgan Schneiderlin has gone out injured. That's the last thing I wanted to see. I already made all... I was about to say I made all 3 of my subs. No, this would be my 3rd sub. But I would have made it so that Klaassen would have been subbed off for maybe Wayne Rooney, maybe actually stick Omar Niasse on. But James McCarthy, coming back off of his injury, is in fact going to be the 3rd sub coming on. And at this point in time, I'm just, resigned to my fate that we are not going to be getting a goal. We're not going to be getting a draw. We're not even going to be getting a win. 6 minutes left to go in this match. We actually have an attacking highlight. Barkley tries to get it through all the way, but Leighton Baines doesn't pick it back up. Yeah, Ross Barkley tried to get it out to somebody on the wing, or just somebody in the middle of the park, and nobody was there. Leighton Baines, he's got 3 men in his face. Somebody potentially coming up, but Tom Davies couldn't beat Hugo Lloris. And now on the other side, Spurs can hit us on a counter. Trippier inside. And is the ref going to call a penalty? Yes, he is going to be calling a penalty. Ashley Williams and his rough nature has pushed Llorente in the back, causing a penalty for Spurs. Llorente going to be stepping up to take it. And will he make it 2-0 for Spurs? He does. And it's pretty much game over at that point in time. I just looked up and there was 5 minutes of added time on the clock. There should never be 5 minutes added time. It should have been at most 3. The ref should have blown the whistle on this match already. And look what happened. Spurs get themselves a garbage time goal. It really is a garbage goal on top of that. A 30-yard cracker just for no reason. And yeah, there really isn't much left to say about this match. It was a garbage match with a garbage formation, with a garbage group of players that obviously just didn't do what they were expected to do. And that was clamp down on Spurs. They let them run all over us. So that being said, we got several players now stuck with injury, as Idrissa Gana Gueye now has a pulled hamstring. He's going to be out 3 weeks. And Morgan Schneiderlin, the guy who originally was out, he broke his damn foot. Great stuff. Awesome injuries to deal with here at the club. Schneiderlin, Idris, Sandro, and of course the ones that were already with me at the start of the club, Funes Mori, Koeman, Balassi, and James McCarthy, who finally got his ass out on the pitch for the first time in a while. Actually, Ross Barkley, too, with his injury. We're just unlucky with injuries right now. And now we got to look towards how we're going to do in the Premier League. Forget the Europa League right now, even though I got Atalanta. How's this going to affect us for the Premier League going forward? This is a trying time. This is definitely a trying time for me, because I would like to say that I can do better, and I know I can do better here at the club, but it's these injuries. And now it seems like it's going to start a cascade effect of everybody else picking up at least a week or 2 week injury. And if that happens, then what am I to do? Well, it looks like the physio train is not stopping for a while, as we now got ourselves another injury. Joel Robles out 5 to 6 weeks with a sports hernia, just 2 days before Atalanta. Beautiful. And I was actually thinking about starting him in that match too, and now I can't. Right, so it's a big match versus Atalanta in Europe, and we are going to be going with a 4-2-3-1 formation with Jordan Pickford in between the sticks, Holgate, Keane, Jagielka, and Leighton Baines along the back line. The 2 center mids will be Mohamed Besic and Gylfi Sigurdsson. We're going to have Ross Barkley sitting in our advanced playmaker position, and out on the wings it's Ademola Lookman and Aaron Lennon, with the big man sitting up front. You're calling for him. It's Wazza, Wayne Rooney. Now, obviously, it's not the best, but Atalanta are going to be coming out in a 3-4-3, looking like a more defensive style formation, which it does seem like a 4-2-3-1, or this asymmetrical that I'm going with, seems to have a little bit more effectiveness against. So let's just go out there, and let's just make it so that we are on the front foot early. Get the goals, get the win. So as we kick off, and let's see what happens, we're going to be in the blues today, Atalanta in the away whites. And with this formation, I'm going to look and try and get the ball, like I said, as forward as possible, down the wings, and get it crossed into Wayne Rooney, the big guy sitting up front. Will it actually work? Well, let's take a look and see. Aaron Lennon with a decent cross into Wayne Rooney. As I just said, I mean, I didn't even have to stop this highlight. I just let it continue rolling. A deep cross in from Aaron Lennon finds Wayne Rooney, and it's 1-0 to Everton after just 35 seconds. Let's take a look at this again. Holgate up to Lennon, who just says, you know what? I see the big man up front. Let's see what he could do with this ball. And what does he do? Pots it into the back of the net. Great start. Let's continue on with it. I'm not saying that this formation might just be the answer to our prayers because it's Wayne Rooney sitting up top, but it might give us a fighting chance. Oh, no. As I say, it might give us a fighting chance. Gylfi Sigurdsson has now gone out injured. This season, I just cannot win. Davy Klaasen's going to be coming in for him as that roaming playmaker, but I'm already strapped for players with all these injuries. Can you just calm it down a bit, game? I'm also noticing that Atalanta have a lot of players with very poor conditioning, 50s and 60s, so that could have given us a bit of an advantage already by having the more fit side versus what Atalanta have. And as we come into halftime, it's still the 1-0 scoreline, 7 shots, 5 on target, majority possession. I feel like we're doing extremely well right now, but once again, it's that injury to Gylfi that's really pissing me off. I don't need any more of these injuries. Couple of players on the pitch looking complacent, but that's not really all that concerning at this point in time. Barkley going to be taking free kicks in the 54th minute, going to the long post. I should say the long post, the far post, as it falls to Wayne Rooney, who then passes it off to Phil Jagielka, and into the back of the net it goes, doubling the lead. I'm tripping over my own words, not even getting happy over the goal, but we got a goal, and that is something that we should be celebrating. Phil Jagielka, who knew? There have not really been that many highlights in this second half, barring that goal that we saw from Phil Jagielka. But outside of that, and there also just does not seem to be any sort of player that I should be taking out at this point in time. Everyone's looking pretty damn solid. I'm actually going to throw Vlasic in for Ross Barkley just to get him some play time. I'm not going to change up the roles, but at least give Nikola Vlasic some play time since he rarely plays. I think I've only played him twice, and they were both within the Europa League, so give him some development time. He's only 19. He's going to get better. A 2-0 victory versus Atalanta. We get our first points here in the Europa League group stages, and I'm happy about that. Everyone on the team should be very happy about how they played. That's what I want to see, but what I don't want to see is that Gylfi injury, and how long is he going to be injured for? It's a twisted ankle, 5 to 6 weeks. Once again, another one of these month-plus injuries that I don't need. I don't want. It hurts me in the long run, and we're probably going to have some crap results going down the stretch. Let's take a look at the calendar and see who we could be potentially facing in the next episode. And as I look to see, oh, we got to be taking on Liverpool. The Merseyside Derby is definitely going to be happening next episode, and it looks like it'll be that followed by Dynamo Kiev in the Europa League. So big episode next time. Liverpool definitely going to be the main attraction. So I may be late to the party, but Football Manager decided to give me an injury bug. Great stuff. But anyway, if you did still enjoy the episode even after all the injuries, please do go and drop it a like and share with all your friends, and subscribe if you are new to the channel and want to see more FM18 content. Also, leave a comment in the comment box below on what you saw today. And as always, guys, I've been Gendo, and you have been awesome, and I'll see you next time. Take care, and peace out.